Hello and welcome to Crypto News today, the 28th of July, 2026. The top crypto news is as follows. We will begin today's episode with a follow-up from yesterday's, and I want to let you know that this week we also have many company earnings reports related to the crypto market. On the 30th of the month, Coinbase and Strategy will release their results for the last quarter, and I have also noted MasterCard because it is making moves in the crypto market. So we will see how major companies in our space are performing. Moving on, we will also look at the ETFs, which over the previous 2 days have lost $465 million, with BlackRock being the one essentially doing the selling. Of the $465 million, on the 22nd of the month, it sold $202 million, and on the 24th, it sold $212 million. So BlackRock has basically been selling these days. As for today, the 27th of the month, no significant move has been made, with a negative $11 million. So that is where things stand with the ETFs. Now let us move to our companies, starting with Strategy. We have now learned that it sold shares of MicroStrategy and bought back Strategy shares worth $25 million. I believe this move is being made in order to keep the Strategy share price close to $100, which is a key number that allows Strategy more broadly to run this buy and sell cycle so that it continues to have money to buy Bitcoin. From Strategy, we move to BitMine, which last week continued buying Ethereum and purchased 10,000 ETH. It is now very close to its target of reaching 5% of the overall Ethereum supply. Another buyer was Arthur Hayes, who purchased $6.39 million worth of Ethereum, specifically 3,298 ETH. Right after he made the purchase, Ethereum dropped 5%. And this is not the first time something like this has happened to someone. I think all of you have a story about going to buy something and then watching it start to fall. It happens to the best of us. Continuing with our institutional players, we move to Circle, which made a very interesting move by acquiring 1,000 blockchain patents from IBM. The amount was not disclosed, but the portfolio includes more than 680 patent families and nearly 1,000 issued patents worldwide. I simply find myself wondering which of all these technologies Circle plans to use in its own systems, because it did not buy them just for fun. It clearly has something in mind, as you can imagine. And since we are talking about developments, it is time to move to Ondo Finance, which announced the Ondo Network, a new execution layer designed to combine the speed of centralized exchanges with custody, and all of this with settlements, meaning on-chain transactions. Now, why was the Ondo Network launched? As they told us, they had been planning to create a full blockchain through Ondo Chain to bring more real-world assets on-chain. However, during the development of the Ondo Perp exchange, for perpetuals, of course, and through conversations with clients, the companies found that execution and not settlement was their main problem. According to their clients, as you can understand, traditional blockchains can execute, verify, and process transactions all within the same network, providing resilience and trust, but making the networks very slow compared to centralized entities. They are also transparent for high-performance transactions, and obviously transparency is not something that interests all investors. I am not saying they want to do anything illegal. I mean that people want a degree of anonymity, so they built the Ondo Network, which can manage, execute, and process transactions and verify them within the same network, while at the same time allowing users to retain control of their personal data. So, the way I read it, they essentially built a more centralized entity to achieve the very high speed and anonymity that their clients apparently want, while at the same time maintaining Ondo Chain, so that you can also have control over your personal data. They told us that these two networks will not operate in parallel, so we expect the Ondo Network to gradually become a blockchain in its own right, maintaining the speed and anonymity that its clients want. Though that is my own interpretation of the whole matter. Moving on, let us take a look at our beloved crypto market, which at the moment sits at $63,000, with Bitcoin holding above our support level at the time I am writing this episode. It should be noted that the drop Bitcoin is experiencing is accompanied by a drop in the S&P 500, which yesterday gave back its gains as semiconductor companies have been falling. Along with this, the South Korean stock market has posted a drop of 8% as microprocessor and semiconductor companies and so on are in decline during this period. So, as we said, these factors are dragging our market downward as well over the last few hours. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, the 28th of July, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.